if it is confirmed that roads around that lab were shut down for a number of days in mid-October, it is highly coincidental that there was a major shutdown of those roads at about the time one might have expected this virus to first get transmitted to humans, whatever the origins may have been. But this would be another piece of circumstantial evidence that there was some kind of accident or outbreak from those labs, not from the seafood market or anywhere else. That's why it's so important we get to the bottom of this data.
And that was Arkansas Senator Tom Cotton on this program in May of last year, addressing something that he picked up, that there was no cell phone activity or major road activity. They were all closed around the Wuhan lab of virology in October of 2019. This is a very busy area of Wuhan. To have no cell phone activity is a real red flag. Congressman Devin Nunes calls this shutdown exculpatory evidence in his new report on the origins of COVID-19. We told you about that report coming out. It was released this past Wednesday. Joining me right now is the first lawmaker to go on the record right here on this program back in February of 2020 and suggest that COVID-19 could have leaked from that Wuhan lab of virology. Senator Tom Cotton. Senator, you've done great value for our viewers by your honesty and telling it like it is. Thank you for that. Do you still stand by what you said, and what have you learned in the last year about this situation?
Yeah, Maria, it's hard to believe it's been 15 months since you and I first discussed what I think most Arkansans think is a very common sense proposition, that it surely is a big coincidence that this virus started not up in some remote mountain village with caves full of bats, but rather in downtown Wuhan, a city larger than New York, just a few blocks up the road from labs that was researching bat-based coronaviruses. And since then, every bit of circumstantial evidence, to include evidence that came out in the final days of the Trump administration that some employees and staff at these labs may have had coronavirus-like symptoms as early as October or September of 2019, continues to point to these labs as the origin of this virus, not that food market that the Chinese Communist Party used as a cover story from the very beginning. That's why it's so imperative that the Biden administration hold the Chinese Communist Party accountable and demand answers for all of these questions.
But he's not, Senator. You know that. We're talking about all of the things that's coming out of the Biden administration. You're going to be debating another bill this week on not having people invest in Chinese companies that are tied to the military. And yet the administration just removed one technology company from the Trump blacklist, and it postponed the ban on trading stocks of companies that are tied to the Chinese military. What's going on? The Biden administration keeps giving the Chinese Communist Party a break and rolling over for the CCP.